It was 0 each between Linfield and Cliftonville with just a minute of extra time left when Mickey Donnelly scored for the Reds. But Linfield came straight back up the field and equalised through substitute Glenn Hunter. The hero of the subsequent penalty shootout was the Linfield goalkeeper Alan Patterson, who saved 4 Cliftonville efforts, first from Peter Murray and then from Keith Douglas. After 5 penalties each, it was 3-all. In sudden death, Patterson saved from Sean O'Kane. Linfield failed to close Cliftonville out, so Patterson had to save yet again, this time from Kieran Loughran. So the Blues skipper David Jeffrey put Linfield into the final on December the 4th, their first since the County Antrim Shield 2 years ago. Motorcycling, the Ulster Grand Prix may be moved.
Direct response to Saturday's IRA bombing of the Musgrave Park Hospital. The incident took place during a match between the club and Linfield. The chairman of Cliftonville says he's shocked and revolted by what happened and described the club as non-sectarian and non-political. A member of staff was treated for a slight ear injury.
The shrapnel grenade was thrown in the direction of Cliftonville supporters during the first half of the match. At first it wasn't apparent that a device had been thrown because fireworks were going off in the area. This morning the security forces were carrying out a search of the ground. According to eyewitnesses, the grenade was lobbed over a perimeter fence and exploded on a grass bank near the turnstiles. It landed only 40 yards from where Cliftonville supporters were standing. In a statement, the loyalist terror group, the UFF, said they carried out the attack in direct response to Saturday's IRA bombing at the Musgrave Park Hospital. 2 soldiers died and 11 other people were injured in the blast. The chairman of the club said he was shocked and revolted by yesterday's attack.
Well, I think it's a disgrace for the UFF to even attempt to associate Cliftonville Football Club with the Musgrave Park bombing. Cliftonville Football Club are a completely non-political, non-sectarian club. They're the oldest club in Ireland. We are very proud of our tradition. We're very proud of the fact that throughout the last 22 years of the Troubles, Cliftonville have gone through some very difficult times and have carried on in Irish League football. We have players of both religions, management of both religions, supporters of both religions and directors of both religions. So for any group to try and associate Cliftonville Football Club with an act like this, I find totally revolting.
And their first crack at a major final. At Windsor Park, the fans of Linfield and Cliftonville had a long wait for the real excitement and goals. In fact, the first one came in the last minute of extra time. Noel Hamill takes it quickly. Jim McFadden. It's a good ball in. Donnelly! In the very last minute, Mickey Donnelly scores for Cliftonville. So an amazing finish, and it's not over yet. On by Baxter Hunter! There was even more drama to come in the penalty shootout. We join it at 6 each. Kieran Loughran then. It's 6-6. Here comes Loughran. Saved by the keeper. David Jeffrey steps forward. The Linfield skipper. Will he be the man to take his side into the Budweiser Cup final? If he scores this, the Blues are there. A long run from Jeffrey, and it's in the corner. Jeffrey has done it, and Linfield are through.
Well, now from sport.
Against Omagh Town at Windsor Park. Omagh had the ball in Linfield's net after just 4 minutes, but put there by the hand of not Maradona but Mark Donnelly, it was disallowed. A goal was allowed 3 minutes later. Noel Bailey's corner and Glenn Hunter put Linfield 1 up. Omagh then went close first when Eamon Kavanagh's free kick clipped the bar. And then with the Blues defence at 6s and 7s, Paul Dunyan put a good chance wide of the mark. On the hour, Linfield got a penalty when Hunter's shot was handled by Declan McColgan. Richie Johnson's kick was saved by Glenn Livingston, and McGahey blasted the rebound against the bar. 13 minutes from time, Linfield went 2 up. Bailey's run started it, Hunter took over and he veered left to angle in his second of the game. Omagh scored with just 4 minutes left. Donnelly's shot saved by Alan Patterson, but sub Seamus Bonner squeezed in the rebound. 2-1 to Linfield. At the Ballymena Showgrounds, Glentoran dominated the first half but couldn't score. Like here when Gary McCartney and Andy Matheson set up Gary Hillis, but he hit the bar. United were struggling again when Matheson's ball found Raymond Morrison, but again the woodwork got in the way. Against the run of play, United scored 2 minutes before half-time. Ricky Simpson's cross met by the unmarked Desi Lochry. 10 minutes after the break, a four-man move gave United their second. Michael Smith's cross superbly finished by the diving Ricky Simpson. 10 minutes from the end, Raymond Morrison got the Glens goal. His strong run, the 1-2 with McCartney, and the midfielder beat Grant to leave a final scoreline of United 2, Glentoran 1. Meanwhile, Ballymena...
8 minutes later, Ards equalised. Darren Erskine beating Alan Patterson at the far post. But an absolute gem from Lee Docherty gave Linfield a 2-1 lead at half-time. 2 minutes into the second half, Ards were in level terms. Again, it was Darren Erskine. But there was to be a second Linfield goal for Docherty. Stephen Baxter was to make it 4, picking up a rebound off the upright. And from a corner, Baxter flicked on for Martin McGackie to get his second and Linfield's fifth, and that keeps the Blues at the top of the table. But they're just there by a single point from old rivals Glentoran, who had a 2-0 win over Distillery. Portadown, the reigning champions, are a further 3 points adrift, and 4 points further behind are Omagh Town.
The players know themselves it's going to be a tough match, 90 minutes, it's going to be a battle, and we just have to see how the result goes in the night.
In men's hockey is the second
Cup victory. League leaders Linfield are reflecting on what went wrong. Recent form and history made them firm favourites, and all was going according to plan when McGackie gave them a third-minute lead from a Bailey cross. Omagh could have crumbled, and might have had not they hit back instantly, Kavanagh's corner being back-headed home by McColgan. On 51 minutes, Omagh were stunned by a penalty award, apparently for pushing by McGuinness. The arguments became academic when Baxter hit the spot kick high. Linfield's problems mounted when McCormick, who had been booked earlier, was sent off for dissent. Omagh rubbed in their advantage by scoring a second, not unlike their first, Harry McCourt with space aplenty to convert Kavanagh's corner. The best was kept for last, Omagh well in charge now, confirming their victory with a terrific strike by Marty Woodhead. Their first senior trophy had arrived. With the Barcelona Olympics effort from Beattie. Crusaders' goal on the half-hour was simplicity itself. Lawler tapping the ball along the line, Tommy Parker flicking it back for Roddy Collins with time and space to knock it in. Then a free on the left, came off Cash and a defender, was brilliantly touched out by Patterson, Cash blasting the ball over. Linfield did most of the pressing in the second half, Hunter coming mightily close with his header from a corner. The miss of the match though from Crusaders, a similar move, Stewart heading on the corner, Cash couldn't believe how free he was, he'll remember this miss, 1-0 it remained. Ulster.
Portadown's Philip Mitchell booted the ball towards the Linfield net. Keeper Patterson saved from embarrassment by the crossbar. After 38 minutes, Linfield's lively striker Lindsay Curry fired in a great effort which ended up in the side netting. 0-0 it stayed until the break. The second half was a more lively affair, Patterson coming to the rescue of Linfield after a poor back pass by Dornan allowed Campbell in with the shot. Then the game livened up for all the wrong reasons, Mitchell and Curry becoming involved in an off-the-ball incident. Both were booked by referee Davy McGill. Linfield tried hard to break the deadlock, but Portadown keeper Mickey Keenan was always on his game. And Linfield's run